Good morning. Hi, it is Stacy. This is Walking in My Shoes. We are loving my veteran today. Of course, we love our veterans every day. It is Fabulous Friday. We are going back to Fabulous Fridays. It's time we get ourselves out of the muck. One of the ways we do that is Fabulous Friday. So let me give people a chance to get on here. I'm having coffee in the Econo size. Good morning, Pamela. I am having coffee in the Econo size. Loving my veteran cup from Melissa. Just a quick update. Melissa makes these. Sorry, I'm backwards in this. Loving my veteran. Mine happens to be pink. If you need it, oh good, Michelle's gonna love this. Um, Watch this. I'm just gonna send her the whole text. So, Melissa makes these. Reach out to Melissa and you can order you one of our cups. But it is Fabulous Friday, so let's get talking about Fabulous Fridays, getting ourselves back out of the muck, getting ourselves on track, doing the things that we really need to do for us, for our relationship, for our mental well-being. Those are what we're going to deal with today because it is our Fabulous Fridays. Count your victories. All right, so y'all, we have made it through some of the roughest times there have been lately. I was looking for something important, but it's okay. We have made it through. Morning, Jen. We've made it through some of the roughest times. Now, that doesn't mean it's not ongoing. Doesn't mean there's not a lot still going on in our brains. Not a lot going on in our veterans' brains. But we made it through the rough time. That was the initial rough time. Now we've got to learn what our new normal is and go through it and keep those boundaries and keep setting things and keep going forward. So if you've moved boundaries around, which I think we all kind of did, get them back, set them back, put them back where they belong, protect you. That's what our boundaries are for. They're things we do to protect us, to make us feel secure because we can't be good for anyone else if we're not good for ourselves. So what are your victories? What are your victories that you guys have accomplished this week? Let's start small. We'll start small. We'll keep looking. We'll add them. Sarah spent yesterday trying to keep a more positive mind. Morning. I know Michelle got it whether she wanted to be on it or not because I accidentally hit voice record. I was messaging her. And like the whole beginning of Walking in My Shoes went to her messenger. So she got to hear it from both sides. But what are your victories? What did you recharge with? What did you do to get yourself? And Sarah, I love it. You spent yesterday trying to keep a more positive mind. How did you do that? That's your victory. That's your victory. Not that you kept a more positive mind. What steps did you put in place that kept you to keep a more positive mind? That's how we learn to celebrate our victories. Okay? That's how we celebrate those victories. I am so proud of that. That's what we do to get our victories celebrated. I know for me, well, y'all know because I have shared this story, my victory was walking out and telling, just wish we could go to Chesapeake. And he's like, let's go. Yeah, that was such a victory and such a healing time for me. Not only did I get to see Michelle and hug her bones, and I still feel like I'm hugging her bones at times. Not only did I get to do that, because I did, and it was amazing, and it was there. I got to see my mom. And the last two times I've seen my mom, she was sick. You know, she had just had her shoulder done. She didn't feel good. And then we ended up going back because my mom became septic. So, seeing my mom now where they've cleared her to drive and no swing and she's going to PT and she looked better than I can remember my mom looking in forever. That was my victory. And the fact that Carl rode with us, you know. He rode with us. He drove the whole way. But we talked, him and I talked. We talked about so many things in little moments. We had that victory. And our biggest victory of that event came last night when we got back and he was so tired and so mentally drained. And I said, look, you go do you. Just whatever you want to do. I'm going to do me. But you just go do you. You make tonight about you. So, he went out to the beast, climbed up in there, took one of the dogs with him, watched a movie, reconnected with a buddy he hadn't talked to in forever. He did pop in and out and see us occasionally, but that was his victory. I mean, when you start counting that victory, for me to be able to say, hey, you do you, you matter. And I say that to him, but he doesn't always listen to it. But the fact that last night he listened to it and he accepted that. Those are victories. That's what makes our days fabulous. Yeah, we have a lot of crap in our lives. Everybody has crap in our lives. Get rid of the crap in your life. You can't. People say, oh, well, just get rid of the crap. You can't get rid of the crap. Crap shows up everywhere. I learned, Michelle's going to laugh at me, but we have always had a big fenced-in backyard for the dogs, right? So my doggies, when they go potty, they go in the backyard, right? And then I have somebody who I live with, and love him, who scoops it up. And before that, I had a massive house with 78 acres of woods and whatever. Those dogs went right around the edge of the woods and they did their stuff, right? I never used a pooper picker upper before. The little baggies, I didn't know what they were for. So before we took on our trip, Michelle, since I'm taking Tangier, she always got the bags. I said, Michelle, how do you use it? How do you get the poop from the thing up into the baggie? Look, I didn't know you had to turn it inside out and you had to put your hand in and you had to grab the poop and you had to... Okay, I didn't know that. So one of my victories was, y'all, I picked up poop with the poop picker upper baggie. That made me excited. It was a victory for me. It was something new because you can wallow in the poop and it's always going to be there. Shit happens. It's how you deal with it. It's how you learn to pick it up and move it and get it out your way. Okay? Here, Jason told her that he wants to push the small stuff that gets under skin away. And when he is more positive, it helps me too. You are damn Skippy straight. Our attitudes are contagious. Our attitudes are contagious. Now, I know that sounds, but they are. Our attitudes are very contagious. How many times have we all sat back and we've looked at people like Charles Manson, and how did he get a whole group of people to follow him? How did Charles Manson get a whole group of people to follow him? How did Jim Jones get a whole group of people to follow him? How did all this happen? How it happened is their mindset was positive. They had a lot of negative to say, but they're like, come with me. We're going to change the world. This is what we do. This is how you sign up. That is why revivals work. It isn't that necessarily that you go back in and you believe in God. Most of the time, that's why you go to a revival, is to get a little upbringing, uplifting. I had the pleasure of going to a Joyce Meyer conference with my mom, and I'm going to tell you something. When that music starts pounding and people are sitting there and they're all excited, even at the revival, and people are clapping and they're doing, that's how your mindset changes. Okay, because you're in a positive environment. How many times, and I'm a football fan, my kids played football forever. Y'all, we could have been the worst team in the league. All right? But you see these miracles happening like, oh, this is the miracle. No, it isn't the miracle that happened, okay? It isn't the miracle that happened. It is, you get there, you've got the worst team playing the best team, and everybody's like, oh, look at the major upset. But what happens is the best team is already like, hey, we're good, we ain't got to do nothing. The worst team is like, we've had a shit season, we've been in shit forever, but we're going to get motivated, and they play uplifting music, and they get them, and the fans get all into it, and all of the positivity just goes. And when that happens, you buy into the positive and not the negative, and you don't see the shit. See, it didn't happen that those kids that were out there playing football Those kids that were playing football didn't all of a sudden go from mediocre football players to the very best. Good morning, Meredith. To the very best football players. They didn't do that. They were still mediocre football players. The difference was their attitude was positive and they knew they could win. Their attitude was positive and they knew that they could win. They believed they could win. And that's what happens with us. We get so... I love it. I do. I love it. And I watch it go on and on and on and on and on. And I think it's almost funny. I mean, this is like your challenges. You want an interesting challenge. Go be part of the interesting challenge. It doesn't matter what I'm just using support groups. I'm not saying that one is wrong or right because I think they're all great. And we all have a purpose. That's not what I'm saying. But you watch one negative thread appear in any support group. Okay? In any support group. I can go in any support group, any of you guys can go in and type out, oh my gosh, we had such a great day with our veteran, da-da-da-da, and you can talk about his victory, right? Talk about y'all's personal victory. You might get 6 comments. Okay? You might get a few likes. But you go in and you say, my veteran was a piece of shit. Right? And you type that, and I don't know how to deal with this, and I'm tired of this, and he did this, or they did that, and they did that, and you miss the negative. Y'all gonna get 180 opinions, 180 comments on that one negative thread because people draw deeper into the negativity. It's like, oh, well, let's just keep fueling the negative. So you fuel the negative, and then what happens? You become more and more negative, and you're like, well, what was it? Oh, you go, girlfriend. Sarah is in the kicked out people group. I'm so proud. But this is what happens. So as you go down these lists, you see these people who waller in the negative. That's why we have Fabulous Fridays. Because, yes, shit happens. It happens in all of our lives. It happens every day in all of our lives. Somewhere along the way, we get shit. It happens. It's how you overcome it. It's how you sit back and you say, you know, it really wasn't the worst day ever. It really wasn't the worst thing I could have done. It really wasn't the worst ever. It really wasn't. Let me show you what good came out of this. Let me talk about what good moment we had. Where is that good? When you refocus where you're looking at and what you're looking for, Mouse, what do you have? Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry, y'all. When you start looking at the good that goes on in the world, in your life, in your bubble, and you start saying, this is my victory, your victory becomes contagious. That's the way it works, okay? That's the way it works. No, you can't tell. Turn it off. Look, if I could walk in and say, look, here's everything that's wrong. Here's everything that's wrong. I can't even, after the car thing yesterday, I can't even talk about the worst moments. But you can't just go in and say turn the switch and say turn it off. And here's what happens, y'all. People live with shit every day. Mouse, get out of whatever you're in. Come here, Mouse. Sorry, y'all. Mouse is like having a little free reign of the house, and he's kind of like Mama's busy, so I can kind of do my thing. Here's what happens. Okay, you can dwell in the negative. You can dwell in the negative. You know, I went through my negative period with all the health crap bowl of shit I had going on. Shit happens. I went through the why me phase. I went through the fact that I had a gun to my head. I went through the fact that I wanted to wrap my car around a tree and almost did. I went through that negative. I went through that negative. I'm like, look, I'm a paramedic. That's the only thing I know. I can't help people if I'm not a paramedic. I can't do this. My life as I know it and my value and my worth is over. And I did, and I had to relearn that it's not, that it's not. You know, we went through the rejection and the your life doesn't matter feeling and the medical issues and all the crap that went on and went on and went on to the point that I went to hospice. I made a decision. I'm going to hospice. This is terminal. We're done. Let's just enjoy your best life. And it was probably, I don't know, Nikki and Carl and Michelle can probably tell you, it was probably 2 months that I did that, 3 months that I did that. And I went to Carla and I said, I want to fight. And Michelle and I talked about it for a long time. I want to fight. I want to fight. I want to live. I'm not going to give up anymore. And yesterday we went to the oncologist and he said, you know what? There are a lot of options. Let's start at this point and let's keep going forward. Let's keep going. So yesterday he said to me, we're not out of this game. We're not out of this game. Let's just see where we are. We're going to change your doctor. This is my oncologist here, my new oncologist, who I adore. I've known him for 20 years that I've been a paramedic. That's an advantage. And he says, we're going to change this up. And you know what? The one on your liver isn't the one that bothers me the most. I think it's the ones that are in your bile duct that we don't even know about. That's where your cancer really is sitting. But we're going to fix that too. And you know what? And then the best part was, y'all thought I was kidding when I said I was going to lose my hair. He says, and worst case is, chemo no longer for that goes in your veins. We do it directly to the thing, and you don't have all the side effects of losing your hair and whatever. And when we got out into the motorhome afterward, when we got out in the motorhome afterwards, because we literally were on our way directly back, and we had to stop in the motorhome. Carl looks at me, and he says, with a smile on his face and tears running down his face, and he said, told you weren't going to lose your hair. Y'all, those are the moments. Those are the victories. I walk into an oncologist office who says, hey, you know what? We're going to go through the next phase and we're going to get you ready. And yes, we're probably going to treat you for cancer. And I'm sending you to Emory. And if Emory doesn't have exactly what we want, we're going to MD Anderson. You are the most complicated medical case I have ever seen in my entire career as an oncologist because of all the stuff you have going on. But guess what? Guess what? Second favorite bet. I know, Sarah, you're going to kill me. But guess what? We had moments and we had victories. And that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling all of you. There are moments and there are victories in amongst the worst news you get, the worst moments you're going through, the worst stuff you think you have. You have a victory. I had a victory for the first time since January of 2020. I walked into a doctor's office and my doctor said, your life matters. Since January 2020, I haven't heard that. Other than my primary care, who I've known for 20 years, who is my friend, and he's just, but even he said, I'm not sure we can do anything, Stacy. I walked into him and he said, your life matters. And you spent, he said, you've lost everything to give financially. And we talked about that. He said, you lost everything financially, your retirement, your diet, all of your stuff to pay for treatment that these people now wanted $50,000 more so you could continue treatment because without it, your life didn't matter. It was a dollar sign. And he said to me, your life matters. And I have had relationships with all these big hospitals for 20 and 30 years, and your life matters. And I assure you, you will never pay another dime for medical treatment if you lose the insurance you have now. The first victory I've had in this health journey was that doctor saying, your life matters. And so that's what I'm telling you, okay? That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is your life matters. And no matter where you are, no matter where you think you are, it took me from January of 2020 to September the 2nd of 2021 to achieve my first victory in my health journey. And all along the way, we looked for the positive. All along the way, we looked at the good times that came out of it. All along the way, I sat back. Sorry, y'all, now I'm all teary and snotty. I sat back and I started to look at the good. At the good that came out of being sick. I'm not a paramedic. I'm not on an ambulance. I'm always going to be a paramedic, but I'm not a paramedic on an ambulance. I am with the man that I love and my veteran who I love. I am with him every single day. I have a passion for my veteran and for other veterans and for those of us who struggled through this. And I said, we're going to light a little fire. We're going to rock the veteran spouse world. We're not going to say the oh poor yous anymore. We're going to sit here, and I don't care if I just help one person tell you that your ass looks fat in them jeans. We're going to say that if that's what it needs, and we're going to lift you up, and we're going to come together, and we're going to let the world know that it is okay to love your veteran. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to wallow in your shit anymore. Those are your victories. And it starts out one victory at a time, and it starts out making a difference one person at a time. And it comes in and learning. I had to learn. Look, y'all want to know what I learned? I learned that I was the most important person in my life. Me. I was the most important person in my life. I learned that. I learned how to become a stronger, better person because of this. Those are my victories. You have to celebrate exactly the little ones along the way. And now I sit back and I look at what we, as Loving My Veteran, have accomplished. What have we accomplished? What lives have we touched? Whose lives? We were talking to somebody yesterday who came on Zoom for let's talk just a little bit last night. Yo, she's gone out and she's reached out to 4 or 5 people that she's in a group with, not in a group, but she is personally connected with. Then she says to, I think it was Nikki and I were on there. She said, we're gonna go talk to their VFW about this and how to get this out and how to learn to do this stuff. So what are we doing? We are taking our positive. You, all of you, are taking your positive into the world that we've learned from each other. We're taking it into the world and we're telling people that our veterans matter. We're telling people that it's okay to love them. We're telling people all the good. I'm so proud of Carl, and this, we are working on this week. I'm not doing Walking in My Shoes on Monday, but on Tuesday there is so much more coming out. Like, we needed to add more to our plate, but we do, because that's just what we are. We are going to work on a public service announcement, so I want to put this out here. Carl came up with it last night. We are looking for veterans that can say simply, I'm a dad, I have a big heart, I'm caring. One thing positive about them, male and female, we want one thing positive, and we just want this little itty bitty clip that says, stop mouse, I'm a dad, I'm this, I'm that. And they're going to hold them up, whatever they are. I'm caring, I have a big heart, I'm loving, I'm kind. The positive things, we don't want the negative stuff, right? Because Carl's would be, I'm an asshole, and that just isn't going to work. But at the end, it's all going to say, and we all have PTSD, and it doesn't define us. It is about changing the mindset of PTSD. It is about the mindset of changing the way the world looks at PTSD. And I think that we can spiral right off of that and go from us. Go from us talking about he's not a monster. PTSD, we have this negative image And this is what we're talking about celebrating. So I can bounce all over because it's Fabulous Friday, right? We have this negative image of what PTSD is. We have this negative image that they're non-lovable, that we can't live with them, that they're always going to be this. Do they have their moments of all that shit? Yes, they do. So do I. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. But I think the more we start sharing that it's okay to love your veteran. I'm reading Ashley's thing. Ashley, that is amazing. They're going to take a day every week to themselves. To themselves. To their own self-care. To their own space. Love it. He can play a video game, but that's what he does all day. You can read a book, whatever makes you happy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Self-care. Thank you. That is amazing. But I think that we have to do the same thing. We have to, we have a mission here, y'all. When we're talking about our fabulous victories in our days, we have a mission. We have a mission to share with others what we've accomplished. To share with others that it's okay to love your veteran. I almost do. I really do. I almost do. I think it's a challenge sometimes to put out there. I have a veteran with PTSD. Carl does have a TBI. I have a veteran with PTSD and a TBI, and I love him, and we're happy together. And people are like, ooh, how can you live with that? I can't live without him. How can you live with that? I can't live without him. So there you go, people. Those are my victories. Those are your victories. Sunday is Melissa's self-care day. Now, I need a self-care month. No, I don't. Celebrate those victories. Celebrate your victories. Your little ones. Your little ones become big ones. Your little victories become victories for your veterans too. They become big ones. See, that's what happens. Our little victories, when we talk about our little victories just like we're doing today, when we talk about our little victories, okay? When we talk about our little victories along the way, and we share our little victories with other spouses who are going through this, and they learn that it's okay to love their veteran, look at what else we've accomplished. It's the power of learning to celebrate your victories. I'm proud of your veteran too, Michelle. Michelle been gone 9 days because she can't do a plane ticket, right? And then she stayed longer, which was great because she got to see me. And Damon said he was there. Now, her challenge is going to be, I love this. I'm proud of him, and I know you miss him so much, but you know what your victory is going to be, Michelle? Miss Type A personality? Is if the house doesn't look exactly like you think it should, you can't say squat. That's going to be Michelle. That's going to be Michelle's challenge. When you get home, if the house doesn't look exactly like you would want it to, you can't say squat. Oh, challenge. Nikia says, I spent years. If he died, I might not have missed him. Nowadays, I spend days trying to keep him alive. What time I lost, I wish I could get back. We do. Mouse, get out of whatever you're in. I do have a boxer, though. Okay. The boxer puppy. Stop. Ugh. I might have a lot more peace without the boxer puppy. Y'all, celebrate your victories. Enjoy your fabulous moments. We have fabulous moments. We have crappy moments. But you don't celebrate the crappy ones. You celebrate the good ones. You celebrate the good ones when you get in. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. He danced with you in the kitchen. You think you can do it, you better do it. Okay. I know the boxer puppy needs me too. I tried to get him to go home with Michelle. We couldn't figure out how to get him on the plane. But we love him. It is these things, y'all. It is this stuff. It is our victories. It is our moments. It is our challenges of greatness. You're right, I missed him too, and this is my victory, y'all. After he went nosy and I yelled at him twice, he is now laying at my feet looking up with these big eyes. My mouse victory. Celebrate them. Celebrate your victories. Enjoy your life. Nobody can live in a life of misery. There's an old hee-haw song like gloom, despair, and agony in me. I mean, we do that. We do that. Don't do that any longer. Celebrate your victories. We have them. We have them. Enjoy your good moments. We have them. Look at the positive that goes on. And when you start writing down your victories and putting them somewhere where you are reminded of those victories, all the stuff becomes easier. You celebrate your moments. Girl, my liver is just going to be my liver. And my liver, when the thing I thought that was great yesterday was when my doctor said, you've had this for 2 years and look at how healthy you are. And look at how healthy you are. And no, I'm not stressing over the crap anymore. You know, other people's stupidity is not my problem. It isn't. I'm living my life for the dash. It's not the day I was born, the day I died. It's the dash in between that's important. And you know something else that you also have to learn in life? You can't relive, go back and get a moment back. When you spend all your time saying, I screwed up, and I wish I could change that, and how do I fix whatever happened in the past, and how do I do all this stuff to the stuff you did in the past, you can't. That moment's gone. And when you take your present and you take your present moment and you worry about how that moment in the past is screwed up or you could have done, should have done, whatever. Learning from it is one thing. Dwelling in it and rolling in it is something else, because you can't undo that moment. But you can live the moments coming forward. You gotta climb out of the pile of poo-poo. Shit happens. We just walking on top of it. And this is not the place to say this, but anybody wants to know about Carl's t-shirts, please let me know. He's got a new t-shirt design he wants to put out there. God knows I can't put it out on this forum right now, where the Facebook will be closed down. And right now this forum is a little more important than that. Y'all go celebrate your moments. Go celebrate your victories. Count your blessings on Fabulous Friday, but learn to count them every day. Look for your good moments every single day. That's what we do. So I'm going to get off here. Y'all should see my poor house. I'm going to do what Stacy needs to do for her today. Get boot camp stuff straightened out. We have a lot going on. Y'all enjoy your long weekend. Make your moments count. Whether you're doing a vacation, whether you're having a staycation, whether you're just having a moment, do something different, do something amazing, do something for yourself, do something for your veteran. I promise you it will become better. I'm Stacy. This has been Walking in My Shoes. We are loving my veteran, and I love all y'all too. Have a blessed day and a great weekend. Bye.